Okay, good morning, afternoon, everyone. I'm based in Washington, D.C. right now, and we've had one of the largest snowfalls in the last 4 days that we've probably experienced in a long time. So we are still digging ourselves out, if you can believe it. Our street just got plowed last night, and it wasn't even plowed that well. So, but we're after I finish with you, I think I'm gonna go help my husband dig out the driveway or something. So, yeah, we're getting our exercise. Anyway, hopefully you're in a better place than some of us on the East Coast of the U.S. We're so happy to have you here today. My name is Gina Peoni, and I'm one of the board members of AHRMIO, which is the Association of Human Resource Management and International Organizations. I'm sure most of you are familiar with AHRMIO. We've been kicking around for over 25 years, believing in the profession of human resources, and a lot of us on the board, and I know a lot of the members, including yourselves, if you're members, have believed that for many, many years. And I've been following AHRMIO, if you can believe it, for almost all my career. I've been in HR for over 25 years. I am just retiring from the IMF as Deputy Director of Human Resources. I also worked in the UN previously, so it's kind of half and half. I did about 11 years or 12 years in World Food Program in Rome, and then I moved to Washington with the IMF, where I ended my HR career. But I still think HR is valuable in so many ways, and we have so many ups and downs in the profession, and we look forward to hearing from you about what you're experiencing in your organizations. So I think what brought you here is probably that you're interested in doing a global executive master's program and I can't think of a better school to do it with than IE. I think IE's reputation over the last several years has grown infinitely as far as one of the leaders in business school. And we have Cristina Fernandez here, who's one of our key interlocutors, and really has followed us for many, many years, including hosting one of our conferences a few years ago, where I think our relationship really blossomed. And it blossomed to the point of IE approaching AHRMIO and saying, will you partner with us in creating an executive master's? So let me just give you a little bit about why we're exploring the Global Executive Master in HR Leadership and Innovation for international organizations. It's offered by the School of Politics, Economics, and Global Affairs in collaboration with AHRMIO. And I think in my career, I learned a lot working in the UN and then in IMF that geopolitics really affects our organizations, obviously. But boy, oh boy, does it ever hit HR. And how are we ready as HR professionals, change management, organizational development? How are we ready to help the organization go through transformation? So I hope over the next hour, we will provide you with an overview of this transformative program designed specifically for HR professionals who are looking to elevate their careers in the international organizations. You will learn about the program's unique features, including its focus on innovation, change management, talent development, and the integration of cutting-edge HR technologies. And I bet if I ask the question that I want to ask, in case you don't have any questions at the end, what's going on in your organization, it's all of the above, right? So we wanted to build a program that was kind of the next generation of what we've been learning as HR professionals for so many years. Strategy, culture eats strategy for breakfast. We've heard that over and over again. We want to move beyond that, taking into account that that still is true, and build a program that is really cutting edge for today's environment. Just some so the program is designed for HR professionals. As I said, we really want to hit kind of the mid-management to even the executive level, especially in our organizations that are small to medium size. high potential individuals, people that really believe that HR is a profession and that it can be nurtured and grown. Professionals who are at, that mid-level, as I said, or working in national offices. As I worked in both my organizations and I traveled the world, and I visited our field offices, and it was amazing the talent, of course, that we have in the field offices that don't have an opportunity to really get to headquarters and feel the environment. So I think we want people to be attracted from also the field offices. And of course, we want underrepresented groups. We really want that, because then that feeds into the diversity that we want to nurture in our organizations. It's about professionalizing the HR function. We have a faculty that's comprised of HR and talent leaders from not only the School of IE and the top professionals like Professional Bertrand, and I'll introduce you in just a second, but people that have been working in the HR field for a long time, and in our reality as well as the private sector, because we are one. We have to learn from each other. People who have gone through training and innovation, including AI applications. I went through an SAP installation 100 years ago. Then I went through Workday at IMF. I can tell you a lot of stories, and I could show you a lot of my gray hairs as I went through those. But yeah, I know we're all experiencing that right now. Focus on change management, stakeholder management, project management, streamlining day-to-day process, and then of course it provides an opportunity for network. Some of the program highlights, really overview, just to kind of land them here, and the professor will go through them in detail. So we're going to talk about each HR leadership and culture transformation. Not only is this piece about how the organization is feeling HR, but it's also about how do you, as a person participating in the program, how do you come clean? How do you develop yourself, and how do you leverage yourself, your skills, your knowledge, and the way that you do things in order to affect what's happening in your organization? Managing human capital, of course, we need to talk about talent development, management, building talent pipelines, workforce planning, building high-performing teams. And then, of course, HR innovation. Yes, HR professionals can be innovative. I know for sure some of the innovations that come from our teams, and we know. And how do we nurture that? But how do we look for innovations that are going to make us not only more efficient, but actually make it possible for us to focus on strategy? So, but before I turn it over to the professor, one of the things that we wanted to build in, and this might be the last thing I'm going to say, is that you're not alone going through this program. I remember when I went through an executive master's program a long time ago in organizational development. I couldn't have done it without a cohort of professionals that were cheering me on. And what we want to do is we want to adopt that mentality, is that the board members and some of the faculty members at IE will provide mentorship and coaching. You will have a one-to-one relationship with someone to help you get through the program, and just have someone to bounce ideas off. And I think that that's part of the professional growth. It's part of perfecting us as an instrument, and we're looking forward to participating in it as well. Okay, so let me turn it over to Professor Bertrand. Just a quick introduction. It's a real pleasure to introduce you to Professor Pablo Bertrand, and why is my one of the key faculty members of this program. He will walk us through the details of the course, its structure, and the incredible opportunities it offers. Okay. He's Managing Director of Talents for People and an executive coach with more than 20 years across investment banking, consulting, and corporate leadership roles. He is faculty at IE University, where he coaches executives across the IMBA, EMBA, and advanced management programs. And he has worked with over 1,000 leaders from more than 75 nationalities. Pablo brings a rare blend of senior business experience and deep expertise in leadership, talent, and performance, and we are delighted to have him with us today. We developed the course together with Christina, who you see online, and Pablo and some of the IE folks. And so we've established a relationship, and I'm so happy to have you here. So without further ado, I turn it over to you. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you, Gina, for the intro. Good morning, everyone. Afternoon, everyone. From Madrid, in a windy and rainy day here in Madrid. We've got some snow yesterday. It was kind of difficult traffic, but now we can say that we are back to normal-ish. So back to business. Thank you very much for joining us today. As Gina said, my name is Pablo, and I represent IE University and also have the responsibility of designing these programs, this program together with AHRMIO and the senior HR practitioners from international organizations, and Christina and Gonzalo and Adriana here present in this meeting. Okay, so I would like to start by briefly explaining why this program exists. Okay, so for the past 10 years, for the past decade, I think international organizations have undergone profound transformation, profound changes. The increase of complexity, geopolitical complexity, it's been key the past few years. Budget constraints and accountability pressures as well. The fact of having growing diversity and mobility of the workforce, and at the same time, the most important key aspect from my understanding is the rising expectations towards HR functions. Okay, so from my perspective on how this program is designed is HR is not anymore expected to be only an administrative or compliance-driven function. It is expected to be the strategic partner of the C-level committee, change agent, and a driver for performance and culture. Okay, so at the same time, we observed that there is a gap there. There is a gap. Many highly capable HR professionals lack access somehow to formal, advanced, and context-specific education that truly reflects the reality of international organizations. Okay, this is the context. For now, I'm sharing a few slides for you guys. Any thumbs up to check you can see just one slide. Thank you, Chris. Thank you, Christina. So let me now explain who this program is really designed for. Okay. First, HR professionals working in international organizations who are looking to progress in their careers or move across different institutions. Okay. Second, as Gina said, if you are considered or if you are identified as a high potential professionals who are already performing at a high level but need a master's degree to formally support your next career step, this program is really for you. It's particularly relevant for professionals currently on national contracts who aspire to move into international professional roles. Those roles sometimes not only requires experience, but many times also formal qualification that demonstrate readiness and broader experience. And finally, as Ina said, this program is being designed with a strong awareness on diversity and inclusion. Okay, so finally, this program is designed for mid and executive professional. It's not an entry-level master. Very important. Participants bring solid expertise, practical challenge, and real organizational questions to the classroom, and that is precisely what enriches the experience. Okay. So what's the added value? What's the added value? What makes this program different? Professionalization, practice, and relevance, okay? Um, First and foremost, the added value is professionalization of the HR function. This program is not designed to teach generic HR concepts. It's designed to help participants think and act as senior HR professionals in international environments, where decision making is complex, stakeholders are many, and authority is often indirect. Second, the faculty model is absolutely key for us. Of our faculty is a combination of two things. First one, senior academics with a strong expertise in HR, leadership, and organizational behavior. And secondly, practitioners who are currently holding or have held senior HR positions, talent roles in international organizations and private sectors. Okay. This means basically that the discussions are always grounded in reality. What is working these days in your department, what is not working at the moment, and especially why, and share these common practices to get better at it. Third part of the program, IE, AI. A strong emphasis in innovation. AI, as I was saying. This is not about technology for its own sake. It's about understanding how digital tools work, analytics, data, and how artificial intelligence can help HR professional to make better decisions, streamline processes, and the most important thing, increase strategic impact. It's about creating impact into the C-level positions of the company. Okay. So the fourth part, there is a lot of content in change management, stakeholder management, and project management. Normally in international organizations, initiatives rarely fail because of the technical design. They fail normally because of the resistance, misalignment, or lack of stakeholder engagement. This program equips you guys to master the skills to manage exactly those challenges. Okay. There is an important part for the program as well. The last one, networking dimension, is normally one of the most powerful outcomes in which you potential participants, share your challenges across different organizations, regions, and institutional cultures. So this brings this program to a whole different level. The structure of the program, 3 parts, 1 integrated journey. The structure of this program reflects these objectives and built around three complementary learning paths. 3 paths that you can see on the screen. More specifically, I'm going to move into the first one. HR leadership and cultural transformation is the first one. It focuses on strategic HR, leadership, organization culture, and behavioral change. Participants will explore how culture operates in international organizations, how change actually happens, and how HR can influence leadership behavior with or without authority. There is a strong emphasis as well here on human behavior, communication, conflict management, and group dynamics, because HR leadership is ultimately about working with people in complex environments. So these are the 2 key messages for this first part, people and complex environments. For the part 2, managing human capital through people development, this part is all about talent development, performance management, and workforce planning. And as well, I would say, team effectiveness. So in this part, participants work on how to design talent pipelines, align performance systems with organizational strategy, planning workforce, and get the needs for the organization and uncertainty, very important these days, and how to build and sustain high performance teams across different cultures and geographies. Okay, this is the main focus for the second part. And the third part is all related to innovation and tech. This one, participants explore technology and how to integrate this technology to integrate HR into the systems, people analytics and data driven decision making, which these days is very important, manage data and making the right decision process towards the objectives of the organization. And AI again on recruitment and talent management and stakeholder ecosystem and collaboration models. Okay. In addition to this third part, it's going to be a speaker series with diverse HR leaders, professional leaders, bunch of certificates, 2 online professional HR certificates, and a final capstone project, which are normally very, very linked to the participants' real world context. These capstones ensures to translate, to get the learning, not just theoretically, but making it applicable in real life. Okay, so just to get my part done, and I leave the floor for you all guys. This master has been designed with one clear ambition. To support HR professionals as you guys in international organization in advancing their careers by increasing the strategic impact in the organization. Thank you very much. Gina, back to you.
Thank you, Pablo. Very well done. Yes, let's clap. Thank you. Okay, so again, a little bit of a high level. It feels like a very different focus than kind of as I was growing up through HR, but it actually resonates very strongly with what's happening in real life. So let's hear it from you. Any questions from the participants? Please introduce yourself, tell us where you're from, and please, and if you want to turn on your camera so we can see who you are. Okay. All right, so I'm going to ask a question then. So what is happening in your organizations where you're working? What are you experiencing? Anybody want to come in? Okay. A lot of silence. Can I ask, who do we have on? Maybe we can go around and it's a small group, so maybe we can just introduce. Thanks a lot for the presentation, Lena. Okay. Anybody want to come on?
May I ask a question, Gina?
Sure, go ahead.
Okay, guys, what's the main challenge that you are facing at the moment in your organizations from the HR perspective? What is this challenge that it's giving you guys a headache at the moment? Juan Manuel, since you have the camera on, sorry, I got you. Would you like to share?
Hey, no, I'm from IE. I just wanted to listen what this was about. Sorry.
Okay. Well, thank you. Okay, Dana, or Magdalena, Adriana, William.
I'm also from IE.
Okay, everybody's from IE.
So sorry.
It's okay.
Doesn't matter. Ask anything about data. I have one. Okay.
Dana,
Dana, please go ahead. Thank you very much. Dana, I don't know if you are trying, but you are on mute. So we have been. Okay.
Wow.
Okay.
Hi. Sorry, I thought it was not allowed, so I was typing away. This is very useful.
No, please be my guest. Open up. Yeah.
So my name is Rana Pacheco. I'm actually coming to you from Lyon, France. I'm with Interpol, and one of the things that the organization is, I think with many other organizations, we're feeling the pressure of the fast evolving technological advancements. And with this, of course, comes artificial intelligence. And in our level, we're very much restricted with data protection. So we're also limited in the tools that can be used by the organization. At the same time, we have a workforce that is across the scale. Some are welcoming AI, some are already using AI, even if they don't realize it. And some are, of course, afraid because they feel like they're going to lose their jobs. So we've been trying to balance this perceptions and trying to utilize different training discussions with the staff to not embrace it fully, because some of them are hesitant, but not to deny it either. And most of the workforce is hesitant on one end and very much willing on the other end. So this is a challenge that I think all international organizations are, or not even international, but all organizations are facing. What can we do about it? How can we relieve the pressure not only on the workplace, but also on us?
Great question. Great question. Christina, thank you, Dana. Let's see. Christina, did you want to come in?
Yeah, if I may, thank you so much for the presentation, and Dana for that question. And honestly, what we are seeing in IE University, and it's going to be part of the course, is that artificial intelligence is not just about the technology, and it's not about departments working in silos or the staff just having a license and feeling so alone. So first of all, it's like, how do you build an environment that first of all is safe? So how do you work with different suppliers to make sure that the data that is used in your model, your own model for your organization, is not going to be used to train the model, and the data is not going out. So how the organization creates that safe environment first, and then how it creates a community of champions, of early adopters who are not just given the license but trained to be able to work on this with these technologies, and identify which are the challenges and which are the functions and which are really the kind of help that artificial intelligence can give to the organization based on your needs. So as we are also experiencing that and going on through all the pathway, this is what we will create together, and we will co-develop with the different participants. So I hope this help.
Thank you, Christina. Pablo, anything that you'd like to add? No? I think, that coming from an area where, we are in the process of building all our models and using AI to make us more efficient. I think stepping back, again, it's always what demands do you need? What demands are you facing? And then how do you ramp up people's skill sets? So I'm taking it from another angle right now too, within HR, on how we use it. When we've been working also with the privacy group, You mentioned privacy, which is a huge, the personal and data privacy. Of course, we know in HR that's that's a baseline for us, confidentiality, etc. So what we've done is we've actually brought people along in HR to grow with kind of how our data and privacy team, it's actually become, a division now within the organization, within the statistics department, is how do we handle personal and confidential data. So actually starting with building the skill set, I guess is what I'm saying, building the knowledge, because of course, AI presents a lot of opportunities, but people are still struggling getting their heads around, how do we use this and what are we using, and what is, for us to keep within HR, and how do we manage and maintain the data in this new world. I think the other thing I want to say was in the last webinar, we had Jack Phillips from ROI actually talking about building skills and knowledge around AI in the organization, and as a key, how do we prepare not only the staff to take on new roles, or upskill, as he said, upskill the current staff that you have, but how do we get them ready to take on new roles that are a little bit more intricate because of what AI has presented? So yeah, it's a huge area that, as Christina said, we really want to delve into. And as the program grows and morphs, we'll be learning more and more and bringing in more and more experts to talk about, how it's impacting the environments. Just quickly, there was a question about the cost of the program and just the timing, and we've provided the link a couple of times through the chat, and we'll do it again before we leave. So please click on the link and it gives you all the program information as far as timing. Right now, we want to launch the first program, correct me, Christina, in May, right? Is it May or?
Is it April? And is
April,
it going to be
April.
15 months? And
Okay.
it is part-time, what means that you can still be working while doing the master. So the classes will be, I think, Adriana, correct me if I'm wrong, Thursday or Fridays afternoons. And it will be mainly online, so you don't have to go to different countries, but we will have 1 week at least or 2 that are face-to-face, because we want to create that learning community. And it's really essential that you have that period. Over to you, Nina.
Thank you very much. Okay. William, welcome. Nice to see you. Okay, any further questions? Comments? Okay, for those of you who are interested in the program, does the program reflect kind of the reality of today? And is this what you're looking for in an executive master's in HR? Any comments? Anything that we're missing? Okay. Well, really, go ahead, Christina.
Yeah. If I may, I would like to ask Guillaume and Dana, what do they think they need to go ahead in their careers? Because the master is for that, just to make sure that we can help you to go ahead. Time. That's why it's going to be online and part-time, so you can adjust to that.
Can I come in with a, in the fund we say a two-hander when you want to interrupt somebody. So excuse me for interrupting, but I'm going to do a two-hander here. So I was in my mid-40s. I won't tell you how old I am now, but I was in my mid-40s, and I had 2 children in middle school. My husband, who had his own business, we lived in Rome at the time, and I was working full time. I think I was the chief of either recruitment or the chief of talent management at the time in World Food Program. I was traveling at least a week a month in my job, and I decided to take a master's in organizational development. I had taken other courses in HR throughout the first part of my career, but I was really attracted to MSOD, and I took it at Pepperdine in California. So Rome to California. And so I was faced with, you know, it was similar. It was like a 15 or 16-month program. It was over 2 years. And we would go to different points in the world. And Dana, we actually came to Lyon as one of the cultural experiences as well. And we would have 10 days together. And in between, I would have to do papers. And we also had to do a thesis. And in the first 3 months, I thought, there's no way I'm going to do this. There is no way I can do this. And I did it. And I planned. And when I finally finished it and I graduated, I remember saying to my husband, I don't have any time to do anything. I don't know how I found time to do my master's. So it really is about prioritization. I think it even helped me at work, to tell you the truth. It actually prioritized my work at work. It prioritized the time that we had as a family, and it actually redirected the time that we had as a family. So, you know, I'm not one of those that, you know, you can have it all. You can't have it all at once, but I think there are some give and takes when you do get into an executive master's. But that's why I love an executive master's, is because it isn't, you know, daily going to class and everything else, even though that's fun as well. But you know, it really is time blocked. And then, you know, I knew I couldn't do anything during the week. And so I started Friday night. I would do my readings and, you know, work on any papers that I needed to submit in the next 2 weeks. You know, my planner became my life, and it planned everything, including time with the family. Pizza on Saturday nights became, you know, the favorite of everybody. So, and that was when we went out. So, you know, you really do become efficient on this. And I think we're in such a different world now too. I mean, you could, there's lots of tools, apps, you have technology that you can take everywhere. I mean, it can be done. So, I really wanted to share that because I couldn't believe that I did it. And I will never look back again. I mean, I enjoyed that period of our life, not only as a personal, but also as a family. It was fantastic for everybody. So it can be done. That's a great question, or it's a great comment on time. Liam, anything that you'd like to say? I feel like you're on the edge of saying something.
No, I just you know, thank you for the presentation. I think that the content is very relevant. What you said, I mean, it resonates with me. I work at the Council of Europe Development Bank, and we're you know, our institutions are sometimes a bit rusty, so we are in a period of change. We've implemented success factors. So you know, when you mentioned your journey with Workday, we're in the middle of that right now. So content-wise, 100% relevant. My biggest concern is also time. You know, I was even this call, I wanted to have it, but then my director called and, you know, didn't feel comfortable with saying, you know, I can't, because, you know, it's always very hard to stick to your priorities with senior management. So I just need to, you know, to consider whether I'll be able to, you know, take the time 2 half days a week. Considering the family as well, as you said, I'm really impressed that you manage on your site, and I hope I'll be able to do that. One question, perhaps. So it's 15 months starting in April, and then is this something that, I mean, there would be another intake maybe in 15 months time then, or how do you, so that's my first question. The second question, maybe you addressed it while I was on the phone, was, how big do you think the classes will be? I understand that it will depend on how many registrations you get, but what do you have in mind?
Christina, why don't you go ahead?
Okay, sure. So the intakes are very small. We want it to be a very dedicated group, so it's 20, 25 people, what we are targeting to really build that community. And also Dana is asking about if we self-pay. So the commitment is to meet twice a week. So that's why I was saying Thursday, Friday. Adrian, I think it's 3 hours every day in those Thursdays and Friday, plus the asynchronous activities that you will have. You will have to do reports, cases, and depending on the subject and the professor. So you can organize your agenda, your schedule, knowing that you have class and you will meet live your professors on Thursdays and Fridays. And also that commitment for 1 week at least, face-to-face, that can be in Madrid or in New York. This is what, or Washington, that's what is being discussed. And as an executive program, the idea is to have following intakes, but it depends on the number of participants that are following. And this is it. And also just to mention that the practitioners are IE professors together with the AHRMIO board members, meaning that you have, as professors and mentors, the people that are running human resources in INF, in the World Bank, in different agencies of the United Nations, so they really know what's going on. And we are doing that link, thanks to Pablo, to the private sector, because there are many things that are agile, that are innovation, that are being done in differently in the private sector, and we want you to have both worlds together. Stop here. Let me know, Gina, Pablo, Adriana, Gonzalo, if I miss something.
I think you hit the key points.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
Yeah. William, another thing is, the contracts that you need with people, with your spouse, with your kids, with your office, with everybody. I mean, it's not something that you say, I'm not going to tell anybody that I'm doing this. I mean, I think it's a good thing that you actually, you say, I'm going to need time. And I've had through the years, people come to me, and having done it myself, as I mentioned, people are actually impressed that you can do something on the side, right? And it puts everything into more perspective. And I think doing an executive master's as well is everything that you learn, or everything that you do week to week, you can go back and really apply it in real life, or even observe in your day-to-day. And that's why I loved doing it when I did it, because it was something that real time, I would go back and say, oh, wow, this is showing up the way that, we talked about, or, I can take this back to the group and actually look for solutions. So it's like it's a super way to continue your learning, even as an adult. Yeah. But it's a contract. It's a contract with everybody, including your children.
Indeed. Yeah.
But those 2 years, my kids had the highest grades because they would sit and do their homework with me. So we forced to do homework together. So that was another positive outcome. Okay.
And Gina, if I may, we should tell them about the scholarships also for agencies.
Yes, please go ahead. Why don't we? Yeah.
So the thing, what we are trying to do is really, given the situation in international organizations right now with some budget cuts, what we would like to do is to offer scholarships for agencies who are willing to bring 4 participants to the master. So it's 3 participants, and the 4 will be for free, meaning that if it's managed through the agency or through the organization, that can be divided among the participants. So that's also something that can be a benefit not also for you, but also for your colleagues. And then you have your study group together with you that will also help, because you will be not alone in the class. So this is it.
Thank you, Christina. But again, thinking financially, because we know there's a hardship going on. And, you know, as you hopefully go back into your organizations or to your colleagues and other organizations, and you mention this, please have anybody reach out to us that is interested in this program, and we will make it work for them. Like, we will, you know, entertain how we can come to the table with, you know, a payment schedule, or with, you know, use of these scholarships. And AHRMIO is actually has one scholarship to use as well. So please, we're really creative at trying to get, you know, the flagship program, or the, you know, the initial program is going to be the guinea pig program, right? And it is going to be a way of participating and helping us grow the program. I think, looking forward, the question that that Guillem asked as well, is it in 15 months we have another? We hope that every year we can start a cohort and get them going. But yeah, we want to start with the first one in April, and then we'll decide how often. But we really want to attract people in international organizations, because we think that they're, you know, sometimes it's private sector has more of an opportunity than some of the international organizations. And we really wanted to tailor the audience or the outreach to people that have grown up or that are working in international organizations, so they can also benefit from the discussion with each other. Okay. Anybody else? Go ahead,
Yes.
Christine.
Finally, I would like also to hear from Gonzalo and Adriana, because these are the members from the corporate team of IE University who will be giving you a hand, the support team that will be executing and managing the program, to make sure that any need from our participants is covered and that the communication is flowing. So if you could please let us know, what do you plan for this program? That could be great.
Thank you, Cristina. We have been working in this kind of programs for the last 10 years, so we have a lot of experience. And I think this program is a little bit different from everything we are doing now, but it's really relevant. And you can count on us to deliver an excellent first cohort. That's what we all of us want. Okay. I know if the question of Dana was answered already, because she was asking if it's self-paced. So I think it's clear that this is not a self-paced program. You will have sessions, 3 sessions every day, Thursdays and Fridays, from 3 to 7, more or less. Okay, every session is 1 hour and 20 minutes. Also, just maybe you have mentioned that, but again, apart from the sessions, you will have forums. So you will be working in that forums from Monday to Friday all the week with the professors, no? And also, as Cristina mentioned before, the face-to-face week we are planning to have, maybe in Washington or in other relevant city. I think it's very interesting in terms of networking. It's also one of the things we want to create a relevant community around the program. So yeah, from our part, from IE, we are really excited to start with this new program, and you are welcome. Any questions you may have now or in the future, we are always open to help you. Okay.
And also regarding the admission process, we will try to meet you. It's one of the candidates to have a cohort with different profiles, different backgrounds, different nationalities. For us, it is very, very important, the international culture, because at the end, when you are in a class, when you are having, same colleagues, same industry perspective, it's completely different than if you are coming from different countries, different industries, different organizations, that at the end, it's going to help you to increase the network among all the students in the class, but mainly the personal point of view that is gonna give you. It's going to be very, very important. As Gina mentioned before, you are going to do in a master in a period of your life that is going to have, personal, your personal life, probably with kids or not. A part of your professional career that is highly competitive. So at the end, you're not going to have very, very much time, but at the end, you're going to have friends and colleagues that are going to help you and support you. And at the end of the program, you are going to receive a title, but in my personal opinion, you are going to have friends that you are going to have the rest of your life. And at the end, that is what IE brings for you, the IE community, that you suddenly are in a country for your holidays and you see something with the IE logo and you are wondering, maybe is he or she an alumni? The answer is yes. So you don't know when you are going to end up with your friends and colleagues that are going to support you through all the program. And wherever you may need from our part information, doubts that you have regarding the program, the admission process, how will be the journey, please let us know and we will answer you as soon as possible.
Thank you so much. And just to let you know, IE is a university where the students have come from 160 different nationalities. You're having participants from all around the world. That's maybe why we get along so well with AHRMIO and with international organizations, because we are also quite particular and international. And something that I really like about what Gonzalo said, it's about the forums. You will have forums that are alive and on along the whole period, but it's up to you when you use them. So there is not a fixed time to answer the forums. That's the thing. You don't have to commit to everyday work on the forums. That's the part that you will organize, and you know that your professor will always be there. So your classes, Thursdays and Fridays, and then asynchronous forums all along the period. And I think this is it.
Thank you. Thank you, Christina, Adriana.
Thank you very much for the presentation.
Thank you, William, for participating. Please reach out if you have any questions. Yes, go ahead. Sorry.
Can we get the slides as well?
Sure.
Great, thank you.
Maybe, we post them in the chat, or we have, I think, Leslie, do you have the participants' email? Or how will you do that?
Yes, we've got the email and we'll send along with the recording link as well shortly after we conclude.
Okay, super. Thank you so much. Okay, and thank you to my team at AHRMIO for helping us pull this together. They've been excellent. They're working day and night on trying to get things organized for us. Just a couple of plugs. Look for the date for our conference this year. Hopefully we'll plan it in the fall. We're aiming for somewhere in Europe, and we're finalizing the location and the partnership right now. Look out for more AHRMIO webinars. We're really being active this year. And again, I think our flagship is really this course. We really want to get it off the ground in April. So please, if you're interested, don't hesitate to reach out to any of us. We're here to support you and help you make your decision. So thank you. Thank you, Pablo and Christina, also for your partnership and going forward. All right. Okay. Super. Okay. Have a wonderful rest of your day wherever you are, and stay warm.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
See you.
Bye-bye.
Thank you very much.
Goodbye.
Thanks.